What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. My name is Leandro Demon Riva, and today we're going to be making an old-fashioned. We're going to do it in the Wisconsin style, and we're doing a modern reconstruction of it. Now, I want to say a couple of things about this, so if you guys want to just get to the thing, there is a timestamp below. Click on it, go right to the tutorial, and you can skip all my talking. But for those of you who are interested, I want to address a couple of things. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you will know that we've already done a Wisconsin old-fashioned. We did it in a more traditional approach, although we did a little twist that Jeffrey Morgenthaler does, and I really liked what he did, so we did that video. You can click the link above and take a look at it if you'd like. In this video, I wanted to do I wanted to kind of backwards deconstruct the drink and do a more clean presentation of the same thing. And I also wanted to address something that happened a while ago. So I posted the Jack and Coke Old Fashioned a little bit ago, as you guys have been watching this channel for a while know. And I posted it on Reddit, and when I posted it on Reddit, someone looked at the specs of my drink and said, this isn't an Old Fashioned. And then I went kind of toe-to-toe a couple rounds with this person about what an Old Fashioned is and what an Old Fashioned isn't. Then it got to be a little too pedantic and insulting, and so I withdrew from the conversation because I just kind of I like to argue with people just because I learn that way and other people learn that way, and it's nice to trade ideas, but when it gets ugly, I'm out. Anyway, but that got me thinking about what an old-fashioned is and what an old-fashioned isn't. And what I wanted to say in this video is that an old-fashioned is what we call in the bartending community a root cocktail. A root cocktail is a cocktail that is a cocktail in its own right, but it also gave birth to variations that use the same specs. So specs are shorthand for the recipe and volume of every ingredient in a cocktail. And when you follow those particular templates, when a cocktail has a template, then it is a root cocktail that has given birth to a number of cocktails. If you've read Cocktail Codex by the Death & Company guys, then they basically, I've been talking about this for years, but they put it in print and they did it brilliantly. You should definitely check out the book. Take a look at the link below and you can check the book out. Everybody should read this book, and it's all about root cocktails and showing you how basically there are 6 root cocktails, and all cocktails in creation come out of those 6, but within that there are infinite variations of things that you can do. The people in Wisconsin go really deep with the old fashioned, but they do it with brandy. And a lot of the reason why is because in 1893, the Korbel brothers took their brandy from California to the World's Fair in Chicago. Someone from Wisconsin must have been there, brought it back to Wisconsin. And the reason why I think this is because Wisconsin is the #1 purchaser in the United States of Korbel Brandy. And the brandy is probably being drank there because there's just a lot of Europeans in Wisconsin, and they brought that drinking tradition back and they started making this drink. They do it a very specific way. I'm going to go through the drink with you guys now, and I think I'll go through all the major points step by step. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add 5 dashes from the Japanese bitters dasher into our thing. We're going to take 1 wedge of orange and stick it in there. We're going to take 1 Luxardo or Amarena cherry and put it in there. And I'm going to just grab a rag real quick, clean off my spoon, clean that off, because I like everything to be clean in my station. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to muddle it. Now, what I like to do is kind of muddle the meat of the orange without getting too much of the pith, although I do like to do a little press on the peel to get those orange essential oils out as well. But you just don't want to muddle the peel down too much, or it's going to impart a little bit too much bitterness into the cocktail. So we just do that, and then we're going to add 1/4 of an ounce of 2-to-1 Demerara Simple. I'm doing 1/4 because we're using a rich Demerara Simple, so I don't want to make it too sweet, especially since brandy is not the driest thing on earth, and it does impart a little sweetness as well. And then what we're going to do is 2 ounces of our brandy. We're using Argonaut Fat Thumb. It comes in at, I think, 86 proof or 86.4 maybe. And then we're going to add our ice. Crack our ice, put it in there. There we go. I like to have the big rocks on top to lock that chill in, and we're gonna stir. I'm gonna get this down to temp. We are gonna be pouring this over a rock of ice, so you wanna make sure to get the cocktail down to temperature. I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna put this glass here so you can see it, and then I prepared this nice big rock of ice that we're gonna add into our glass. And then we're just gonna stir ourselves down to temperature. And that should do it. You don't want to stir it down too much because you're gonna be served on a rock of ice anyway. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna double strain it since I have all of this matter inside there. I don't want to get any of the little bits inside the cocktail, so I'm gonna pass it through a fine strainer. And you'll still get like a little bit of stuff in there, but not much. All right, but we caught most of it. And then we'll put this aside, grab our orange. Now, if you were in Wisconsin, they would serve this one of two ways. They would serve it sweet or sour. If you ask for it sweet, they will put Sprite on top. If you ask for it sour, they will put Squirt, which is a grapefruit soda, on top. We are not going to do any of those things because I don't think this cocktail needs it. I think it's beautiful as is. We're just going to spritz it with a little orange peel. We're going to rub it on the glass as we do. We're going to stick that in there and garnish with the Luxardo cherry, bringing it all back around. And there you have it, my friends. A modern reconstruction of Wisconsin-style old-fashioned. Let's take a sip and see how it tastes. Now, I wouldn't say that that is sweet, but I will say that you get a lot of depth of flavor. You get the orange and you get that citrus, but you get that sugar from that. You know, you get a lot of savory sort of body and also sweetness from the Demerara sugar. The brandy is really prevalent and is the star of the show, and that's exactly what you're going to want in an old-fashioned. The cherry provides a nice, that orange-cherry combination is really great. I think you guys will really like this and a modern reconstruction of Wisconsin-style old-fashioned. So definitely make it at home, and I'll see you guys on the next cocktail tutorial. And if you guys like our channel, please hit like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to see any links for our sponsors, such as Staggerly Goods or Barfly or Barfly Mixology Gear, just take a look at the links below. And I'll see you guys next time.